excited about because I haven't done a baking video on my channel yet, so this is my first one. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be baking these chocolate chip chia cookies, which are really, really good. This is a one bowl recipe and it's very, very simple. They also happen to be vegan and gluten-free, but if you don't follow a gluten-free diet, don't worry, you can just sub in regular flour and they will taste pretty yummy. This recipe makes about 2 dozen cookies, though I like to make them tiny, like more bite-sized cookies. So I'm going to be talking you through the recipe, so if you are interested in making these chocolate chip chia cookies, then just keep watching. They're so good.
Hey there, it's me again. So these are the ingredients we're going to need to make this recipe. We're going to be using some organic coconut sugar and some golden yellow sugar. We're also going to be using coconut oil instead of butter, and this is just a healthier vegan version. We're also going to be using some chia as opposed to using egg. You can also use flax, and then we're going to be using some vanilla extract. The xanthan gum is going to take the place of gluten, and my favorite starch is arrowroot powder, or starch. We're also going to be using brown rice flour and coconut flour. And this sketchy looking stuff is some sorghum flour. I just got it at a bulk barn. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of quinoa powder just for some protein. And you can either use a smaller amount of baking soda or baking powder and some chocolate chips. And these are vegan and gluten-free. The tools you're going to need are some measuring spoons. I have these pretty colorful ones. And then some measuring cups. You're just going to need 1 bowl for this recipe, and pick a pretty big one. And then 1 spatula, and here is my pretty cool spatula. And then you can use a hand mixer for this, that works perfectly fine. And you can either use a stoneware tray or a metal baking tray. The stoneware will cook things more evenly, but take a little bit longer to cook. Okay, so now we are just gonna learn how to make a chia egg. And you're just gonna take 1 tablespoon of chia seeds and mix that with 2.5 tablespoons of water. You can also use flax using the exact same ratio. I chose not to ground my chia seeds because I think it adds a really nice texture to the cookie, but you can also grind them as well. And chia seeds are an amazing food. They are packed full of things that are amazing for you, and they are really, really good for vegetarians or vegans. So once you have all the water in there, you're just going to mix it up to make sure that the chia is incorporated in the water. Fun fact, chia is an amazing way to get those healthy omega-3s. So you're going to let the chia sit in the water for 5 minutes, and while we're letting this sit, we're going to go ahead and start making the cookies. So I just added both of my sugars at once, and then you're going to add your coconut oil. And my coconut oil has just been sitting out, so it's a little bit softer and easier to work with. If you keep yours in the fridge, you might want to leave it out for a little bit. So we're just getting all of that goodness in there. And now you want to take your hand mixer and just mix this until it's all incorporated. So that looks pretty good. If it looks something like this, then you can move on. And now we are just going to use our awesome spatula to scrape the side of the bowl and add in our vanilla. I love vanilla. So we're going to check on our chia egg now, and as you can see, it has this amazing consistency and is turned into a pudding. I love to eat this for breakfast with like trail mix or mixing with almond milk instead of water. So you're going to just add your chia egg into your sugar and coconut oil mixture. It looks so funny when it plops down. And we're just going to take our hand mixer again and mix this really well. And as you can see, this gets a nice buttery consistency. So if you're used to not baking vegan, then this will look really familiar to you. So now we're going to go ahead and add in our quinoa powder. And we're gonna add the rest of our flours in there. So you can add your starch now, 1/4 cup of that. You can use any starch. You can use tapioca starch if you prefer that. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. We're also gonna add our sorghum flour and another 1/4 cup of our brown rice flour. And I've just found this to be a really nice mixture. We're now gonna add in our xanthan gum, and this takes the place of gluten in wheat, so it binds it together. We're also gonna be adding our baking powder, and instead of using 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, you could use a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And we're gonna add a pinch of sea salt. Now you're just gonna mix this all together again until it forms a cookie dough. And here is about when it starts looking really delicious. My favorite part, let's add in those chocolate chips. Yum, I totally did not just steal one. Okay, now you're gonna stir all of that together. I just love the consistency of this dough. It's so easy just to roll in the cookie balls, and it looks so tasty.
Can you eat it?
Yeah, you can eat it.
Stop it. You want some?
Yes.
Mmm. Is it good?
So good.
All right, so let's get on to rolling these. So make sure you wash your hands really well first, especially if you're like me and have to try the cookie dough. Preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit. You can make these any size your heart desires. I like to make mine a little bit smaller because that way I get more cookies and I just feel like I'm making them last longer and eating less, but who knows if that's true. These did not last very long. All right, so we filled up our tray. And now, because these cookies don't really spread out and flatten on their own, we're just gonna take a spoon and flatten them to the thickness that we want. And stick them in the oven. So these bake at 350 for around 10 to 12 minutes, depending on your oven. They will be very soft when you take them out, so just keep that in mind. You don't want to overcook them.
I hope you like the chia cookies as much as I do, and I will see you in my next video. Say bye!
This cat wasn't fed during the making of this video.
He's starved. This recipe makes about 2 dozen cookies. This recipe makes about 2 dozen cookies, but I made mine bite size. We're gonna be baking these chocolate chip chia cookies. Josh!
Sorry. Okay.
We're gonna be baking these chocolate chip leave. Okay, I can't say that seriously now. This recipe makes about 2 dozen cookies, but you can only make them smaller.
Did you put any special ingredients in your cookies, Tori? It's okay, we're filming now, so just...
Now I feel so bad.
No, you look like you're in your prime now.
Oh, really?
Sure.
You won't get one because you're mean. This You have to be kidding me. Wait. Should I say goodbye?
Wave goodbye.